Here's going to be a video on why you should not buy a Nortel bcm50. Or Avaya bcm50 or any of the BCMs. Now there's a good reason. I'm not saying that it's a horrible phone system and that you shouldn't buy it and that you're not going to get lucky, but the main reason is these things run on Keycodes. And without these certain Keycodes, it doesn't function. Or you might have no digital sets and no outside lines, or only outside lines, no digital sets, or only IP sets, since this is an IP telephone system. Now I got lucky. I got really lucky. It powers on, it works. It works great. You see it in my videos. I have 12 digital sets that I can hook up. I have 2 analog, which one is running the paging system and one's running the display, and then 4 outside lines here. One is the one that's connected to my Google Voice on line 4 or line 64, so whenever you pick up a phone and press 9, it automatically goes there. And then whatever this is, don't worry about that stuff. So like I was saying, these are not the best telephone system to buy used because of the key codes, and they are several $100s for just a couple of them. As you can see there, it's just flashing. And so when you get these things, you also run the chance of not having a hard drive. And I've seen that happen before. And why is this not very bright? And so they're a great phone system. There's nothing wrong with the bcm50 or any of the bcm400s or 450, whatever it is. I don't really know the other models. Now the best one that you could buy if you want to have more than 12 extensions would be the 6x16. There's only one thing you have to worry about, and that's the software cartridge. You just get a picture of that. The seller send you a picture of it, and if it's got the little lip, and that it, so you have your cabinet, and then right about here on the 6x16, there's a cartridge that goes in there. And if it doesn't have an empty slot, if it's filled up, then it has the cartridge, and if not, it doesn't. So it's most likely functioning. If you was to get the 6x16 or the 3x8, actually has it built in, so there's nothing to worry about with a 3x8, but you only get 3 outside lines and 8 telephones. But another thing I do love about the bcm50 is I can have the Avaya and Nortel IP sets, SIP trunking, and expansion cards. So I can have analog expansion trunks, or not trunks, but yeah, actually PRI cards, all that kind of crazy stuff, and the different modules that can go onto this thing and slide on right here in these little lips, and that can slide on if it's mounted on a table. But if you have it on a backboard, then you just put them side by side. They Nortel had manufactured switches and power, not really supplies, but where your power supplies would go in and it would plug into one cord. And let me pop this open. And what was I going to say? I forgot. They had business Ethernet switches that looked exactly like the cartridge, or not the cartridge, but the phone system. Everything matched. Business communications manager, you can see right there. That's where your wires go into. Oh yeah, and they made breakout cards that would go right here that you could just plug in. They're RJ45s, but you could plug your RJ11s in for your telephones. That makes it just plug and play. But I have a block right there, my 70 volt line, if you didn't know that already. This is gonna change. It's not going to be in here anymore, so it's really messy right now. See my networking stuff and all that. I have a Netgear crappy Ethernet hub. I use that to throttle the Ethernet speed down, so whenever I'm using IP sets it doesn't jitter at all. This is coming in on the link, and then this is going out to the computer on a jack. And so it just uses your regular Amphenol or RJ21 cable. So the main reason that you do not want to buy this thing is they can run fairly expensive. I bought mine for $25. I offered $20, they accepted it, and $40 later it's at my door because of shipping. And it's very small compared to the MICS or the 6x16 or anything like that. It's very small. So if you have small space, it'd be great to have, but really if you don't want to run the risks and have to ship it back and all, I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't worry about it. Get a 6x16, a 3x8, or an MICS. Even though you have to have cartridges with that, you can still see in the pictures of the listing if it has the cartridges or not that you need, the software cartridges, the power supplies, and stuff like that. And so yes. So I know you're probably getting bored just staring at it, but I'm just warning you people now, before any more people make any mistakes with these things. I didn't know that before, that these things run on Keycodes, and I bought it and I got lucky. And I actually accidentally bought this thing. I made an offer, didn't expect them to accept it, and later that night I had bought the bcm50. And if you're wondering, it's just mounted on a little board that I put everything on. The board's not mounted, but I'm probably going to mount it sometime in the future. So yes, you guys like and enjoy, and if you want to, go ahead and get it. I really don't care what you do. It's not my money. I don't care what you do. You do whatever. Now, I'm not saying there's no good deals out there. This one's not like me. I have almost all the Keycodes, but it's not fully loaded though. So it's got some. It only has some voicemails and only 2 IP sets, which is fine. I have 2 phones, but one currently has the Unison firmware and works just fine on it. Actually, not just fine. The phone is a piece of junk. It's from a seller I bought on eBay. I wouldn't buy from them. They have relatively good reviews, but they have a lot of them, and a lot of them are bad. And it was only like $8, so I was like, whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, it's just to see if the IP sets are going to work properly on this telephone system. Alright. See you guys. Have a great day. See you later.